Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Buried Stars. Okay, a couple things. So, last episode, I was really concerned about my sanity meter here and how it keeps going down every time I talk to somebody because I've been exhausting dialogue options. Let's say I want to talk to her. I've just been going through all of these. And apparently, okay, so what I did is I looked up a review of this game and I controlled F and I typed in insanity. So I didn't want to get spoiled. So I didn't want to look at any walkthroughs. I looked at a review. I controlled F. I looked through sanity, and the reviewer said that, um, yeah, you get a game over if your sanity depletes, and you're not supposed to. If you try to talk to everybody about everything, your sanity will deplete really fast, and that's what I've been doing. So I need to be very selective about what I talk about with people, and I just need to find these keywords apparently, and not try to talk about everything with it. Because I just wanted to go through all the dialogue, but I guess that's not the way you're supposed to do it. Which makes sense. I mean, I probably should have figured that out sooner, just because I probably didn't need a review to tell me that, because I've been fucking losing sanity like crazy. But I was being really stubborn. I was like, no, this can't be it, but it is. Um. Anyway, so where we left off is we found Sin Yan, and yes, I'm still looking at my notepad over here of Korean names spelled out in a phonetically English way. Um, we found Sin Yan, and she was dead. And by all intents and purposes, it looked like, at first glance anyway, uh, she died because of the rubble and the stage collapse. I believe she died by murder because there was a um, stone or brick or whatever, or boulder uh, that had her blood on it, and also all the rubble was underneath her, and there was no rubble on top of her, which is really fucking weird. It was like she was placed there. So my guess is she had her foot stuck in some rubble and couldn't get out. Somebody found her, realized she was helpless. They hated her fucking guts because she was a bad person. They killed her, and it looks like she just died from the stage falling. Um, that's my guess anyway. And here we are talking to our characters about what just transpired. So I'm gonna talk to my favorite, Ju Young Min. Although Ina is growing on me. Also, this guy, Ji Yu Hia, he's pretty fucking cool too. I like him. But we're gonna start with Ju Young. I think I read these. Yeah, I read these last time we left, so I don't need to read that. Let me just make sure I don't have anything to reply to. I just have to be very careful about my sanity. Because I'm really low on sanity right now, and I can't afford to get screwed over. Oh yeah, we can call people now. I called Ju Young Min last time, but I can't call anybody else because you can only call one person at a time. I guess for each thing. So let's talk to her. So, Shinyan head. Do I want to talk to her about Shinya's head? The first time I saw the body. Oh, she was the one. Yeah, I want to talk to her about this because she's the one that found the body. She went missing. Yeah, I do want to talk to her about this actually.
그때
I only saw her legs at first. It was obviously pinned under the steel frames. But the head wound, I didn't see it because of her hair.
아무래도
Probably because her hair was a mess. I only saw that she had a head injury when I got close.
그러고 보니
She was lying face down.
왜일까?
What do you think messed up her hair so badly? She struggled, she jerked her head around. She fell on the ground, hitting her head during the process. I don't think any of these are true. I think someone bashed her head in with a rock. But, I mean, maybe she fell. How did she jerk her head around? Oh, because... Oh, I misread the question. I thought, why was her face all... I thought they were talking about her head wound. No. She struggled because you jerked her head around. She's obviously trying to get out.
그게
She was probably struggling. She must have been shaking her head frantically.
그렇구나.
Maybe she did.
확실히
She probably had her head up and shook it before even getting hit on the head. Ju-young nodded with a grim expression on her face.
괜찮아요?
You don't need to picture it in your head.
알아.
Don't worry about me, I'll be careful. I think I can understand what her thoughts were like when she struggled. It could happen to any of us right now.
누나.
Do-young, please be careful.
네.
You too. Let's get out of here safely. Okay. Okay, I got a reaction keyword. I got a positive feedback from that. So that's good. I was right to click on that one. This is gonna be really hard though, 'cause I'm gonna have to like figure out. I'm gonna have to like. I haven't been paying attention about what's like been docking me points, and I should have. Oh, I've been playing this game all wrong, dude. Fuck. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I should have been paying attention when my sanity was going down. About what specifically did I ask them about that pissed them off, and got me fucked. But I don't remember because I was asking about everything. I didn't read that actually. My bad. Can I go back? I didn't read that. She was lying a bit slanted on the ground with her face. God damn it. Speaking of falling. Hold on, I'm coming back. Goddamn webcam. It's like being propped up ghetto style on my damn thing. Alright, here we go. Alright. Okay. Her hair. She was lying a bit slanted on the ground with her face down. Her tangled hair was covering her face. Okay. Let's keep talking to her. So Shinyan debris, Shinyan body, Shinyan legs. I probably want to ask her about this because she said that she first saw the legs. Maybe that was a hint. Shinyan hand, troublemaker. One of Hyesung's middle school friends said that he used to be mischievous, but that he was never ill-intentioned. Oh man, I'm gonna fail this game now because I don't know what the fuck to ask them about. I should have been paying attention instead of asking them literally everything. Well, when I played games before, like, usually they wrote all this dialogue. You want to like go through all the dialogue. So I figured, I don't know. It kept negatively reinforcing me. I probably should have taken the fucking hint, but I didn't take the hint. Now I'm paying for it. According to the rescue team, the outside seems to be bustling with reporters and bystanders. Crowded site. Can ask about this.
왜일까?
Perhaps someone's misfortune draws in more people than someone's happiness. It's more amusing to watch others' misfortune. Some people used to cheer for me during the preliminaries, turned their back on me when I made it to the finals.
아무래도
Who knows what people think?
결국
They can change their mind in an instant. If you rely on others too much, both can collapse at some point. Ji-young put on a bland smile. Just how crowded is it out there? I thought they could sort things out since they have the police and rescue team out there.
혹시
What did they say during the call?
그게
They just said it was crowded. Are you curious?
네.
Yeah, they're the ones that passionately came over to laugh at our misfortune.
누나.
Do-young, don't think too much of it. Standing before the crowd means you are willing to endure that kind of hardship. Okay. I got positive reinforcement when I asked her about Shinyan. Let me ask about the legs, because it specifically mentioned that she saw the legs first.
그러고 보니
I heard that the ends of her pants were torn.
그게
That's where her legs got stuck in under the steel frame.
그럴까?
Do you think that she was awake even after the steel frame came down? Ju-young covered her pale face with the palms of her hands.
괜찮아요?
You okay, Ju-young? Nobody knows when Xinyan died. We can only guess.
역시
She must have been lonely. I wish she wasn't alone when she died. Don't lose sanity.
누나.
Do you? What's that look on your face? Oh, it's just...
저기
I thought you were on bad terms with her. You should know by now.
아니야.
Just because I didn't like her, it doesn't mean that I want her to end up like this. We had some rough exchanges, only because she knew she'd continue to... Only because we knew we'd continue to see each other. Okay. I'm getting no negative reinforcement, so I'm just gonna keep going with the Xinyan stuff.
도대체
Xinyan debris. I can't believe it. How could a debris fall in? Ju Young trembled while pulling at the tip of her long hair. I can't believe it either. I never imagined she would leave us like this. It's all too sudden.
네.
I feel like I'm having a nightmare.
맞아.
Yeah, I hope we're having a nightmare. And when I wake up, I want to get up from my bed and have a cold drink of water, hoping that it will shake away all the horrible memories. Ju Young. Is there any way to forget about all of this? I'm completely lost. You need to pull yourself together. You too, stay strong. Okay, no negative reinforcement yet, so I'm just gonna keep going. Xinyan body. Considering how she was in the middle of the collapse, her body was clean. And there weren't any large debris around.
그건
I took a closer look at that area. The debris were actually under and around her body.
그렇구나.
I see, so there are pieces of debris after all. Yeah, it was around her, it wasn't on top of her, which is weird. The two fell silent for a moment.
아마
We wouldn't have found out if she was completely buried. We wouldn't have found her if she was completely buried.
네.
We already reported about her. The rescue team will take good care of her. Okay, positive reinforcement. I should keep asking about this. Ju Young nodded quietly. If she was reported as missing, her family would have been even sadder. Okay, I'm gonna keep asking about her because I'm getting positive reinforcement.
그러고 보니
You said there was a wound on her hand.
맞아요.
It was on the back of her hand. I almost missed it at first. I see. What about her palm?
그게
Nothing serious there.
그런가?
Did she get hurt while she was trying to protect herself from the debris? Possibly. Ju Young sighed after a brief pause.
만약에
If we had found her earlier.
글쎄요.
If doesn't mean anything at this point. We've been through so much.
알아.
I know.
그치만
But I know you were thinking the same thing. You probably considered other scenarios where she didn't have to leave us like this. Okay. Bossy. One of Xinyan's co-workers said she was passionate with Bossy. She often pushed things forward without permission. I think she would know about this because, I mean, they invented narratives about everybody, so I think she'd have something. What is this exclamation point? Is this something I haven't clicked yet? Yeah. Also, the characters sometimes have a little dialogue box here. Maybe the way they look is a hint too. She has a different look. She's looking at me directly. She's mad. She's looking away from me. Curious. I'm gonna click on the one where she's looking directly at me. Bossy.
문제는 그거야.
I feel like Fader is just adding more fuel to the fire. Do you really think the person worked with her?
글쎄요.
I've read the comments, but they weren't really secrets.
맞아.
Right, and they lack detail.
아무래도
Xinyan's personality was covered in various interviews.
역시
If it had been an ordinary day, people would have lashed out at him for enumerating things that everybody knows. But now it's spreading like crazy.
그게
It's the kind of thing people like to see. You know, things about karma.
일단은
I guess a lot will be revealed once they start investigating the accident. If there's someone who really knows about what happened, I wish they would just find the courage to step forward. Okay. She looks angry in these two. Fuck, the problem is, like, if I find something with negative... Like, I want to find things with negative reinforcement now. I want to get my sanity lowered, because I want to know what not to ask. And I want to take all the hints in. But the problem is, I have such low sanity right now, because I fucked up so many times, that, like, I don't have a lot to play with. I don't have a lot of room here. But she looks angry in this one. I guess I can click one of the angry ones, and see what that does. She clearly has a very angry face on here. A construction worker insisted that some of the staff members intentionally covered up the shoddy construction of B-Star Stage for some reason. Okay.
역시
I was wondering why things were moving so fast.
결국
So there was an exchange of money after all.
그럴지도.
They had their reasons to overlook some of the controversial issues.
그런가?
That means they took the bribe without anyone realizing it. Do you think that's possible? Oh yeah, there's a whole subplot about the shoddy construction and the corruption, and that they took bribes or something with the construction company. I don't know.
맞아요.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm more concerned about the murder mystery that's going on here. I think she was murdered. Seeing as someone testified, it wasn't a complete secret.
일단은
Although they could be related, obviously. It's not the minor staffs that got anything out of this.
아마도
The money probably went to the higher ups in the company. How high?
왜일까?
How high to get permissions to carry out this ugly construction without any objections?
그건
We'll find out once they start investigating everything. Yeah, even I'm getting curious. Alright, no negative reinforcement. That's curious, even with a mean expression on her face. This one, she's looking at me.
어,
There's a time difference with Haye Sung, the troublemaker.
그래요.
He got along fine in the beginning.
그러니까
He enjoyed the attention and it was always cheerful. What had been said is not so different from what they were saying now.
그게
There was an abrupt change sometime in the middle of the show. I think he was intentionally verbally aggressive. Ju-young paused for a moment, touching her cheek with her finger.
모르겠어.
I don't know, maybe time changed him. He's still too young for that, but
어,
that makes sense.
그럴까?
What do you think happened during the high school days? Or maybe Haye Sung we see now is just his true personality. So we got a positive reinforcement from asking about Haye Sung. Okay. She's angry in this one. And she's just looking to the side on this one. I just want to go through them all. I want to see which one gives me a negative. I want to see if I can find any hints about, like, trying to avoid future, bullshit.
그런가?
Casualty rumors. There's probably a second guessing after hearing about the missing person. But we're the only ones who are aware of what's happening in here.
저기
We did kind of tell the people outside,
아니야.
but it couldn't have leaked this fast.
그게
I also think what they say on Fader is simply guesswork.
만약에
If the police or the rescue team releases a statement at this point, the first person who brought it up will be treated as a prophet.
그럴지도.
Either that or get their account deleted after getting flamed into oblivion. The opinions will vary after they make the official statement. Ju-young nodded after a brief pause.
맞아.
You're probably right. The exact words can either be praised or forsaken by the crowd. Anyway, I just like the fact that people are gossiping outside the official channel. No negative reinforcement yet from... Though, if I remember correctly, we don't get a lot of negative reinforcement from her. We mostly get positive rapport status. Just from talking to her. Data delivered. We even inspected her body because they asked us to.
아니야.
It seems insensitive for them to ask us for more.
아마도
I'm just saying it's a possibility. They haven't asked us for more at this point.
그래.
Yeah, they probably don't even know what they're talking about, right? To be honest, I'm not really sure.
그럴까?
They're asking us to prepare and submit things. I don't think they're aware of our situation. Just holding ourselves together is a challenge for us. Ju-young glanced at the audience area and with a worried look on her face. I'm sure everyone feels the same. If they make an excessive demand again, maybe we should refuse it. No negative reinforcement yet. Okay, just positive reports. We got 1 out of 10 here. Let's talk to Inna, my second favorite. And I'm just gonna really look here. Okay, she's looking away from me. She's looking directly at me. When I first saw the body for the first time, and she has that little look on her face. I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm just looking at her hand. A worried look on her face. And she looks angry in these two. Okay, let's start with the head. The one on her head was the biggest wound, right?
맞아.
Yeah, it was the most serious. Right on top of her head. Inna frowned. Good grief.
그런 거야?
Are you saying that was a fatal injury?
맞아.
Positive. Okay, we got negative reinforcement. Maybe we shouldn't talk to her about the body. That was the fatal injury. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
괜찮아.
It's fine. Do I look that bad? Yeah, you do. You just lost a fucking sanity point, you idiot. Your face turned pale.
그래.
I see.
그러면
I wonder how long it took until she got hit in the head after being trapped under those frames. I hope it wasn't too long. Alright, so we got a negative reinforcement there. Just from talking about the body with her. Because she was too crass about the body. Let's try one more time and see if she's still as crass. I'm just trying to figure out like what I should and shouldn't ask about.
그게
If it happens again, I'm not talking to the body with her again. I saw it too, the chunk of debris.
응?
Really? I thought I told you to stay back.
그거는
I did stay behind.
그래도
But how could I not see that? Inna stroked her forearms with both hands. At first I thought it was a dark rock.
어쨌든
You know, because it was rather dark because of the flickering lights. Actually, it wasn't just dark.
그래.
Yes, it was blood. Once I realized that, I had goosebumps all over my body. Anna seemed to be catching her breath. We just lucked out, but she didn't. It was probably a coin flip for all of us. Huh. So no negative reinforcement there. Why did I get negative reinforcement with the head? Was I supposed to just know that she'd be crass about the wound? And that would upset me? I don't know until I ask. I mean, let's just ask about the body. I gotta know, like, what these people... Because I wasn't paying attention before. I gotta know what the fuck they... Maybe I should go back and watch the videos. Oh, I hate watching myself, though. It's not a big deal if I fail. Like, if I get a game over, I'm just gonna reload. When I first saw her, I thought she was just unconscious. It didn't even seem like she suffered from any serious injuries.
그랬었지.
In fact, when I get to 1 bar of sanity left, I'm probably just gonna, like, reload until I stay off that one point and not ask about the same thing again. Because I really don't want to lose this game because I fucked up in the beginning. I have no problem save scumming. I do it all the time in other games. I don't really give a fuck. It's not a big deal to me. Same here until I got close to her. I knew I was horribly wrong after seeing her hands, legs, and head.
그게
There was only a few pieces of small debris on her body.
아무래도
The larger pieces were actually underneath her. Yeah, this is why I think she was murdered. Why would all the debris be
진짜야?
underneath her? Huh? What do you mean? The top of her body was clean, but there was debris under her? The reason why the debris was underneath her. The debris was there before she fell down. She must have fallen on top of the debris. It was a sign of her struggle after falling down. The debris was on top of her. She must have fallen. The debris that was on top of her must have fallen off. I don't know about that. I think this happened. Well, maybe this happened. Like, let me try to think. So, let's just say this is true. Let's say that there was debris all over her, But her trying to wrestle her leg out of that thing that was on top of her leg and she couldn't get out of it. And all the debris fell, but it was underneath her. How the fuck did it get underneath her? No. It was already there, dude. There's no way.
아마도
She must have fallen on top of the debris. That's why all those debris were underneath her. Anna tilted her pale face.
잠깐.
I can understand that, but why is it so clean on top of her body? Because there was no debris on top of her body.
그건
That's because, if you think about the debris that fell around her body,
그렇다면
it must have been a sign she was... What? Most of the debris were under her already, and the ones on top of her must have fallen off.
그런 것 같아.
I think you're right. I don't think she's right, but maybe, I don't... God damn it.
야,
It's not a matter of right or wrong, we're not solving a quiz here. So I think if I would have answered the other one, I would have gotten it right. God damn it. It's more scary now that I figured out the reason. I don't think you have figured out the reason. If I were in the same situation. How did he get underneath her?
괜찮아.
My dogs are barking, by the way. Sorry if you can hear that. And no, don't worry about it too deeply. The collapse is over, we just need to be more careful.
그런 거야?
Is that what you want to believe?
그래.
I want to and I have to. I got a reaction keyword, struggle. Beneath her was a pile of concrete debris. But the back of her body was relatively clean, which means she struggled to free herself. What? Maybe this is true, but I just thought that if there was fucking concrete debris on top of her, how did it get underneath her? Like maybe to the sides of her, if she was like getting debris off her and it, you know, it went to the sides of her, but they said it was underneath her. How did she put the fucking debris underneath? Like, what? I don't know. Maybe I'm not understanding. Shitting on legs. I mean, until I get some, like, obvious... I think I fucked up an answer there. That's why I fucked up. You said the ends of her pants were damaged. That means she was conscious until she got hit on the head, right?
어쨌든
I think that's the sign she was trying to get out of there. Oh god, I'm gonna lose a sanity point.
그래.
However, she failed and lost her life. Anna quietly shook her head.
혹시
Can't we move that steel frame? Did they ask us to preserve the site?
아니었어.
Jiyuhia Haye sung and I tried to do that, but it was too heavy.
알잖아.
It was placed there by a crane, so I don't think we can do anything about it.
그러면
If the three of you failed, she had no chance by herself. How could she end up like this? I never wanted this for her. Her hand.
그거는
You said there was a wound on her hand.
그래.
Yeah, it was on the back of her hand. Why the back of her hand? My theory that I posited was that someone was hitting her and she was using her hands to cover it and it was hitting the back of her hand. That's my theory.
어?
What do you mean, why?
그게
I did some thinking after hearing about that. About why she got hurt at the back of the hand instead of the palm of her hand. She tried to protect her head, yeah. This is what I'm thinking. 100%.
그건
Was she trying to protect her head? She must have covered her head with both hands. That explains the wound on the back of her hand.
그랬어.
There was no blood or wound on the palm of her hand. It was clean. There we go.
그래.
Right, that's exactly what I thought. You said that the ends of her pants were under the steel frame were damaged.
그러면
I think she was trying to get out.
아니었어.
That wound on the back of her hand, it wasn't a scrape or a cut. Excuse me. Okay. It looked as if she got hit by something.
그렇다면
Meanwhile, she was conscious until she got hit on the head. I'm just speculating here. That's just terrifying. Got another reaction, okay. Hand wounds. Although it wasn't critical, she had a large wound on her back of her hand as well. However, her palm was clean. It seems like she was wounded while trying to cover her head. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't think it was from falling debris. I think it was from murder. Crowded site. I wonder... No, it maintains the same... I'm just trying to judge these facial expressions and see... Alright, this one's an angry one. So, does that mean we're about to get a negative... Let's see. I gotta know. The crowd and the reporters. At some point, I began to think it's natural for them to follow us around. Well, I don't know why they would gather in a situation like this.
애매한데.
I can't even say that this is unexpected.
그렇다니까.
Sometimes I feel like they're praying for something to happen.
아무래도
Although they couldn't have expected this kind of accident to occur.
하여튼
Even when there's a fire, a crowd gathers. People gather, get a kick out of the situation, or start to blabber a nonsense.
그렇잖아.
Okay, so the angry expression, maybe that was right. That's human nature, right? In a bitter lower lip.
어쨌든
Problem here is that the crowd could affect the rescue operation. I just hope they are able to control the site.
아니야?
There must be police officers out there, right? They need to kick out anyone who's not involved. 1 second, changing gum. It's pretty serious if we can't even connect to the outside properly. Alright, so she had an angry expression on her face. We clicked it, and we got a negative thing with her. Maybe that's a hint. I don't know yet. Here, let me try something. I'm just curious. I have no problem save scumming, by the way. 0 problems, like I said. I want to get the most out of a game when I play it the first time. I don't like replaying a lot. Still got 2 bars of sanity. But I'm going to click another angry expression. And if it goes negative, then I know not to do that. So she's angry with collusion. A construction worker insisted that some staff members intentionally covered up the shoddy construction. So this might make her angry, just like the crowds might have made her angry. So if I click on this, maybe she'll drop a reputation point, or a rapport point.
진짜.
So it's about money after all. Someone made some pocket money by allowing the shoddy construction. I hope I'm right. I actually hope her rapport goes down here. Because I gotta find some fucking clues about this. I knew things were moving fast, but I didn't think there would be cracks.
그럴싸해.
Rapid work always leads to cracks. Some people try to make a profit out of it.
그렇다는 건
If that fader post is true, someone has to take responsibility for this mess.
그게
What if that someone is already gone?
Huh?
Are you talking about Shin Yan?
그렇잖아.
Don't you think to try to put the blame on someone who can't refute? That's a calm analysis.
당연하지.
I can be calm when I have to. But it's kind of funny that I'm the one saying this.
어?
What's so funny about you saying that? Well, you know, I'm kind of known for being chill. No, we did not get a negative. So I guess the faces don't mean anything? They're just there? Okay, let's see. So she's looking at... We'll do the last 4 and we'll see if we can deduce anything. So she's looking away here, kind of just looking off. She has that weird expression on her face. Of like, I don't want to talk about this. Then there's this, and then she has that weird expression, okay. And the weird expression is for data delivered. Videos or photos of the accident may have been handed over to the police for a future investigation. And troublemaker. One of Hae-sung's middle school friends said that he refused to be mischievous, but he was never ill-intentioned. Okay. Let's try to save. I'm just going to save under number 1 again. Okay. Now we're going to ask about the weird expression ones. We're going to ask these 2, and we're going to see what that tells us anything. The people outside will only get to hear about what happened in here through testimonies.
그러면
What about the cameras? I know they're sloppy, but
볼 것도 없어.
I don't think the security cameras were properly working even before the collapse. Remember when I got the letter from the stalker? I asked the staff to check the security cameras for any footage, just in case.
그래?
You did, and what did it say?
그게
They told me the cameras were all fake.
응?
Fake?
그러니까
Those cameras don't even work. This entire place was half-assed when they built it.
말하자면
All the power cables were rerouted elsewhere, and the rest of the stuff were put up for show. Pretty serious, huh? No wonder the stage collapsed. Nothing. Let's ask about Troublemaker.
말이 돼?
He wasn't ill-intentioned. Or ill-intended. I think he was pretty hostile to me.
그게
Because you say because you said it's from middle school.
그렇다니까.
That has great implications for us.
응?
What does that even mean?
예를 들어
Most kids are nice when they're young, but eventually some turn into assholes as they grow up. True. Anna turned her head and pouted.
들어봐봐.
Do we really know the truth behind the so-called minor accidents? Minor accidents, free lunch? Could have been said either way.
어?
We got a negative sanity point because she was being sarcastic? What?
그거지.
Of course, once I fall into a panic due to his trick, he'll stab me right in the back.
말하자면
Hitting with a few jabs, so-called minor accidents. Now that we come this far, it might not be the case. What? Okay. Did I actually yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm trying to fucking figure out what the hell I can ask these people and what I can't ask them, and that was so weird. So the reason I clicked on that one is she had a pouty face. And then when I clicked on it, I lost sanity because she was just joking around and being sarcastic. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But I gained a rapport. Like, oh, this is so difficult. Like, how should I have known not to ask that? How should I have known? Should I have been like, oh, I can't ask Inna about rumors about somebody else? That would just make me lose sanity. Like, am I already supposed to know that by the time this game? Like, at this point in the game? Am I supposed to know that? Like, maybe, because I've been playing it all wrong. I mean, oh, I just don't. My question is, again, just how was I supposed to know that by clicking on that dialogue bubble, that was going to be a negative thing? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. If I click on casualty rumors, I'm supposed to know, I think, that if I ask Inna about this, it's either going to make me... It's going to have negative implications or positive ones for me and her. There's two different things going on, right? There's my sanity, which ends me the fucking game if I lose enough of it. And there's rapport status, which is another system going on where if I gain enough rapport with people, I get unique scenes with them to learn more about their stories and their backstories. And in that scenario, I gained rapport with her and lost sanity. And I'm just so confused about what the hell is going... Because I'm trying to find hints here, guys. I'm trying to fucking figure out this fucking game, but I can't. I guess we'll ask her about Bossy, one of Shinya's... Okay. I don't know. Enthusiastic but dogmatic. Did one of her staff really unleash this rumor? Well, it's pretty much open to the public.
그러니까
I guess, although everyone praised her about it when she was doing well.
그렇잖아.
But now that the situation has changed, the person immediately turned against her. Anna raised her head after mumbling. I'm not trying to side with anyone, but
그렇다니까.
it's ridiculous to see the spineless prick suddenly turns around and stabs her in the back like this.
그럼
Well, we're not even sure if the original poster actually worked with her.
그게 아니면
If not, that's ridiculous in itself as well. That means that that person is just seeking attention by using the situation. They should put all of them in prison. But it's kind of funny that I'm the one saying this.
어?
We're doing this again? What's so funny about you saying that? Fucking camera, dude. It's because my foot is like tapping the camera cord and it keeps falling. I moved it out of the way. Hopefully that helps. Oh, god damn it. Come on. I want my hair get all messed up. What the I need a haircut so badly, dude. I hate this fucking hair. Well, you know, I'm kind of known for being chill. Yeah, sure. We already knew that, like the exact same vlogs earlier. Casualty rumors. Rumor has it since a casualty was discovered, the rescue operation could be delayed. The rumor is spreading on Vader with no exact source.
Yeah.
Even if they're making stuff up, the timing was impeccable.
알잖아.
There were a lot of people talking about it their asses. Excuse me. It's probably just a rumor floating around the internet.
볼 것도 없어.
It's 100% fake, seeing as the post said something about rescue delays.
아니야?
If there's a casualty, they would try to push the rescue instead of delaying it.
하여튼
I just hope no one seriously believes in that post. Although it might be too late already.
그거야.
If there was a proper source, it would have been on the news. They wouldn't be saying things like a friend of my friend said. Anna frantically shook her watch. I don't want to check it, but I just can't help it. All these posts I ignored before, it feels a bit serious now.
저기
It helps that I just completely get off the internet. Can you do that? I just can't help it but look at checking on... I can't just... I just can't help it but to keep checking on things and reading these posts. Alright, so we didn't learn anything new, so I'm going to reload so I don't lose that fucking sanity point. I need all the sanity points I can get because I need to talk with these people and figure out what the hell is pissing them off and what doesn't piss them off. We didn't get any keywords or any new rapport. So, let me just make sure. Yeah, we didn't gain anything from these four besides a negative sanity point. So, alright, we're done with Inna. When you still need 7 of these. Still can't make calls, and if I did, I wouldn't call Hae Sung, so I thought I didn't do that. Okay. So Hae Sung, say Shinyan debris, Shinyan head. Okay. Okay, let's just trial and error this, I guess. My third favorite, Jiyuhia. Let's ask about the head.
하나.
The largest one was on top of her head.
그런 것 같아.
She might be still alive, but not for that one. The two let out a sigh while staring at the floor. Oh, another problem is when I talked to Inna. So when I asked her about the head, I lost the sanity point. And I was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't ask her about the rest of the body, because that was a hint, I thought. Alright, don't ask Inna about the rest of the body, because if I ask her about the rest of the body, I'll lose sanity points, is what I thought. Because she'll be too crass about it, and apparently my feeble mind can't take it. But then we asked her about the rest of the body, and we learned like 2 keywords. And didn't lose any more sanity points. So I'm just so lost on this, dude. I'm at it like... I'm trying to, like, gather information and learn, like, what I'm supposed to ask and what I'm not supposed to ask with these particular characters. I haven't learned anything so far. Ugh, man. The two let out a sigh while staring at the floor.
그랬었는데.
I thought she would still be alive if I saw her like that. But it was stupid of me to think that without any reason.
아무래도.
Because she was always in control of all situations.
그랬지.
I guess so, but it was different this time around. Nobody could have taken control of this situation.
그건
We were all swept away. Who could have imagined that an incident like this would happen?
혹시
What if she were still alive? What if she took control and let us the rescue team arrives?
글쎄.
I'm not too sure about that. Shinyan was used to controlling others, but if she ran into a situation that could not be controlled, she would have broken down. I can't even imagine her like that. We would still be in a chaotic situation, but just in a different way. Alright, well, let me quick save. Number 1 again. So next time I get a thing, I'm gonna reload again. Negative sanity. I have to fucking preserve my sanity at this point. Debris.
그건
The debris by the head, it was a chunk of concrete.
그게
It probably fell from the ceiling.
그랬지.
It was covered in blood.
그래.
Yeah.
아무래도
Looks like the direct cause of her death was the debris that fell on her head. It must have been a fatal blow. The steel frames that crushed her legs. She was completely trapped. Yeah, but that doesn't kill you.
내 생각에는
Being hit on the head by the debris. Must have been the fatal blow. Nailed it.
그래.
Yes, there's no doubt about it. Although her legs were crushed under the steel frames.
그래도
That alone wouldn't have been enough to kill her, though. Jiyuhia fell silent. His face was so pale. Oh, today I finished, It's Okay Not to Be Okay. It's a Korean drama on Netflix. I highly recommend it. The ending, last few episodes weren't great. I mean, it had a good resolution. I'm not trying to say that. It's just the writing kind of fell off a little bit. But I enjoyed it overall, and I highly recommend you watch that. It's on Netflix. It's called It's Okay Not to Be Okay. The actors are really great in it. It's a good feel-good type of thing. Jiyuhia fell silent. His face was so pale. Its eyes were on the other side of the area where Shin Yan was found.
괜찮아?
You okay?
괜찮아.
I just felt nauseous for a second. I'm fine. Jiyuhia turned back to Duyun again. I guess everyone agrees. The cause of death was being struck by the piece of debris. Good, a reaction keyword. It's okay. So we asked him about the body and we got keywords, okay. So far, I think every keyword so far has been about her body, so I think I can stress about the body with everybody, and that'll probably unlock all the keywords I need. I think. Is that true? I just let up my ass. Cause of death? Yeah, that's about the head, the hand, the hair. Yeah, it's all about her body. So I should ask everybody about the body. That's a hint. That helps. It means the other stuff's just optional. But the body's the main thing that I should be talking about with everybody. I'm assuming that the last 6 of these are about the body. I hope. At least give me some fucking hints here, game.
그게
She barely had any wounds on her body.
그랬어.
Most of her wounds were focused around her hands, her head, and her legs. That's why I thought she was just unconscious when I first saw her.
아니었어.
But when I looked closely, that wasn't the case. Doyun drooped his head. It was unfortunate for her. If the debris missed, she would have...
도윤아,
Doyun, think about it. If her entire body was buried, she wouldn't have even found her. Or we wouldn't have even found her. But here's the thing. I asked Inna about the head, and I lost a sanity point. If they want me to ask about the bodies, am I just supposed to lose sanity points occasionally? Because I think... I don't know. And didn't I gain... I lost a sanity point for the head thing, but I learned something, didn't I? I don't know. Jiyuhia hesitated, pondering on what to say. Don't think too much about it. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be thinking too much about it. It's already happened. Alright. We're absolutely safe scumming all of this. I do not want to fail this game. Yet.
아니었어.
Not this early. Later in the game I'll be cool with failing, but... I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're on, like, chapter 1 still. The steel frames were still too heavy to move.
나는
I thought the 3 of us had been enough.
아무래도
The frames might have been supporting something else. If that was the case, trying to remove it could have led to
그래.
a further collapse. But it feels awful just to leave her like that. Perhaps we can free her if all of us try together.
도윤아,
What?
무리야.
Oh. So, again, I'm trying to deduce what not to ask and what to ask. And I was supposed to know that by asking about whatever I'm asking about right now, the legs. I was supposed to know if I click on Shinya and legs, I'm gonna piss off Jiyu Hia. Yeah, Jiyu Hia. How do I know that? Because I gained a keyword earlier from asking about the head. How do I know? Does Jiyu Hia have a thing about legs? Like he doesn't want to talk about legs? Is it his phobia? I don't understand. I don't understand how I was supposed to know that. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Maybe it's just like you're occasionally supposed to lose points with people. I don't know. This is like a min-max game where like I'm gonna lose and then come back and try to min-max it. I don't know. I'm just, if that's the case where it's like a trial and error thing, I'm kind of disappointed. Because I'm hoping, what I'm hoping is I'm gonna learn more about these characters. And I'm gonna know what their triggers are, and not to ask about those things. Because if I ask about those things, they'll either lose rapport or lose my sanity. Like for instance, I thought when I asked about the head, and it was, you know, being crass, like just talking openly, I thought, okay, I shouldn't ask Inna about the body anymore, probably, because she'll be super crass about it, and I'll lose sanity because she's being too graphic. But no, that wasn't the case at all. In fact, I learned a couple keywords just from asking Inna about the body. And then here, I'm learning keywords from Jiyu Hia and earning rapport, and then suddenly I lose rapport. I don't know, dude. Let's just continue. I skipped something. Perhaps we can free her if all of us try together. Do you and we have no choice. We're also stuck in here, and the rescue team told us to leave the sites alone. What? I lost the rapport, and is this really just a min-max game? Like, am I supposed to be save scumming this? Is that what the intended design is? Because how the fuck am I supposed to know not to ask about the legs? I'm gonna reload. Fuck this. This is bullshit. Do you inside while staring at the other side of the stage?
무리하지 마.
Trying to move something from the wreckage can be very dangerous. The rest of us are barely holding it together. I guess I'm just gonna save after every fucking thing and just min-max this. Let's just focus on the fact that we're safe for now. I guess that has the advantage of I get to ask about everything like I've been planning to do anyway. But I gotta load because I lost a sanity point. I also lost rapport with you, yeah, which is I don't understand. Alright. Don't ask Jiyu Hia about legs, guys. He doesn't like it. We'll ask about the hands instead. She had a wound in her hand as well.
그랬지.
It was on the back of her hand. Although it wasn't anything serious. Do-you nodded?
대체.
But why the back of her hand? She was either scratched or hit by something.
글쎄.
Well, I didn't have the courage to think that far.
그건
Okay, didn't I just... Okay, let's just finish this. Didn't I just gain a keyword from asking him about the... Maybe I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't be asking him about the body. Maybe this is my hint. The two of them fell silent for a moment.
그건
The debris must have poured down when it collapsed. That's when she probably got hurt.
있잖아.
Don't worry about what I said earlier. I just blurted it out because something fell off.
그렇지.
Yeah, I know. You should try to shake off what you saw back there as well. We should be careful not to break down as well. Okay, hold on. We're loading again. Because we lost a sanity point. Didn't I just gain... Okay, I did not gain anything from talking to him about the body. So maybe this is my hint. Maybe I'm right. Or this maybe what... So I probably shouldn't be asking him about the body. His facial expression doesn't tell me anything. I don't know, dude. I got a positive rapport point when asking him about the head. I'm so confused, but hey, if we have to save scum this, we have to save scum it.
대체
Fine with me. Just how crowded is it out there?
아무래도
There's probably a large crowd of reporters and bystanders. What are they trying to see? The collapse site? People getting hauled away? Maybe both. Yuri looked up at the ceiling. There was only darkness above.
도인아,
What are you worried about the most? The crowded accident site could lead to rescue delay. The site must be cordoned off immediately. Provocative media coverage. Oh, fuck that. Who cares about that?
나는
I'm worried that the rescue efforts might get delayed. They need to take control of the site and dismiss anyone who's not involved.
맞아.
Alright, to make this fair, anytime I select something and it's wrong, I won't reload. I won't save scum that. But anytime something just happens without me making any decision besides to talk to them, I'm gonna reload. So like here, if I selected the wrong thing and lost rapport, that's fine with me, because I did that. I fucked up. I clicked the wrong thing, and I should have known not to click that one. It was a mistake. But just talking about the legs, I don't know how I could have known that I would lose not only sanity, but rapport with him as well. So this seems fair. I won't reload for these if I fuck up, but for the other stuff I will. I agree, that's what matters most for us. Another thing that worries me is the unstable network.
그럴까?
It's probably because there are too many people out there. The reporters and bystanders, the volume of calls must be massive. And they're probably using up all the data traffic as well. You've got a point. The collapse is probably one of the cases, but it's especially bad in here. At this rate, we won't be able to make any necessary calls. Jiyu quickly looked at his watch. I hope they clean up the area quickly. Poor connections. Cell phone network traffic has increased dramatically during the chaos. It has led them to receiving unstable network connection. Okay, this has nothing to do with the body, so I was wrong again. The keywords are not all related to the body. Shinyan legs. Oh, whoop. No.
아니었어.
No. Fuck.
나는
Can I reload? No. Yep.
도인아,
I fucked that up. My bad.
무리하지.
I'll speed through it. Okay, let me load. God damn it. I fucked that up. I just wanted to move on to the next one as quickly as possible. My bad. We'll finish out Jiyu here and then I'll call it. Okay, don't ask with legs, don't ask crowded site. Let's go back to this.
대체
Yep.
아무
What does control do? Oh, that's nice. It's a fast forward. That is fucking fascinating. They have a fast forward button. Is this really a trial and error game? Is it really supposed to be like you reload every time you fuck up? Why would they have a fast forward button? If not to replay events to get it right. I think I'm right. I think this is a fucking trial. I don't think I'm supposed to know. Like, maybe these I'm supposed to know, but... Interesting.
나는
Really interesting. Alright, bossy.
솔직히
It's no surprise. She was enthusiastic about her work, but demanding as well.
그랬었지.
But since she produced good ratings, the executives left her alone,
그럴 거야.
and her staff took care of all the dirty work. There's no denying that she was successful up to this point. We're saying that she was demanding, but perhaps it was one of her leadership qualities.
결국
But the key here is that we're suffering from the consequences of her actions. We're only in this mess because she ignored all procedures and precautions. And this disaster ended up hurting her as well. She crossed the line. I wonder what the executives will say this time.
아무래도
They'll probably try to conceal as much as possible and then blame everything on Shinyan. It's sad that I can't even argue with that statement. Okay, let me save. Number 1. Collusion.
역시
I knew that the show was proceeding too smoothly. But I guess there was a backdoor deal.
그럴까?
I hope everyone who's involved in this gets what they deserve.
솔직히
Altering even a few pillars completely changes the amount of load a building can hold. Can't we even measure the extent of the problem?
글쎄.
It's definitely not something that we can measure. Jiyu stared into the collapsed audience seats.
그럴지도.
Maybe it's just one of the rumors on Fader. But it's hard to dismiss this as a hoax. The stage did collapse after all.
그래.
Yes, and a person died because of it. We can't just let this slide. Okay. Data delivered.
혹시
Is there anything useful? There were several cameras shooting the stage,
글쎄.
but I'm not sure if we can recover any footage from it since they're all damaged. I already know that they don't work. We learned that from Inna. Most of the security cameras are broken too. The two looked around the stage. All of the security cameras were either broken or missing from the collapse. There weren't any security cameras shooting the stage in the first place.
그랬지.
Most of them were installed near the seats in the hallways.
맞아.
And there weren't any cameras in the backstage either.
그랬어.
Considering the size of this building, it's always felt like there weren't enough security cameras.
그러니까
Plus, most of the cameras were turned off. And they had to reroute the wires while changing the structure. You're right. Then all the footage are probably terrible. We can think about that once we get out of here. Okay. I was kind of hoping that would give me negative sanity, because we already knew that the cameras were broken because we asked Inna. So I was hoping maybe, like, because we're not supposed to ask him about it, so it gave us negative rapport. But if we asked Inna, it gave us a keyword. But I can't find any logic here, guys. Sorry, it's just random as far as I could tell. I'm gonna keep trying though.
뭐랄까.
Casualty rumors. They're right about the casualty. But it's got nothing to do with the rescue being delayed.
아닐 거야.
I don't think they have a very credible source. They probably second-guessed it from the scraping and all sorts of rumors.
아무래도
It's only adding confusion to the situation.
대체
What's exactly going on out there? I get that it's hard to manage the fader posts. Although it would have been nice if they could.
나도
I don't think they could do that either. The two quietly looked at each other. I hope people aren't swayed.
어?
Are you talking about the people outside or us? I meant both, of course. Okay. Quick save. You'll be seeing a lot of this. Troublemaker. What do you think about it? He remained ambiguous by describing it as a little accident. I think he was trying to side with them.
맞아.
Right, if he wanted to offend him, he wouldn't have said it. He wouldn't have said it wasn't ill-intentioned. But how? Jiyu quickly glanced at Haye-sung.
어떻게?
But how did he end up causing a serious accident? His criminal record indicates something not negligible really happened.
글쎄.
Well, he's being awfully quiet about it. Because it would be pointless to talk about it, or maybe he just wanted to leave it ambiguous. Okay, so in review for this episode, I can't find any internal logic as to why certain events are causing rapport and sanity to go down rapidly. Let's just take a look at Jiyuhia here. So if I talk to him about the legs, he loses a rapport point and a sanity point, and I didn't make any decision besides clicking this bubble. If I talk to him about the hands, I lose a sanity point. I don't understand why asking Jiyuhia about the legs and the hands caused negative interactions to happen. I figured at the start of this episode, once I learned that I'm not supposed to ask everybody about everything, I would have to do some trial and error and see if I can learn any clues about what I should and shouldn't ask people based on their characters. For instance, let's just take a random thing. Don't ask Inna about her stalker, because that'll upset her. And if I talk about Inna's stalker at any point, or reference it at any point, it'll lose me sanity and rapport. Okay, that makes sense. Don't talk about her stalker. But all throughout this so far, talking to Ju-young and Inna, and mostly Jiyuhia, talking about the body has yielded positive results. But all of a sudden, these two are massively negative. I lost 2 rapport total, and no, I think 2 sanity total, and 1 rapport just from these 2 actions here. So I'm struggling to find internal logic in this system, other than they want me to save scum. Because I can't find anything else that makes sense. Maybe I'll develop a system as it goes on, because I don't want to save scum, but I also don't want to lose this fucking game when I haven't even uncovered a mystery yet. So that's where I'm at. I'm still liking the game. I like all the characters. I like the way it's going so far. I'm just having trouble with this system. And I don't know if it's me, because I fucked up at the beginning and thought I should talk to everybody about everything, so I didn't learn anything. And I was just randomly being like, why am I losing points? Why am I losing points? I don't know if it's the game, like maybe I came into this wrong. Maybe it is a trial and error. Maybe they want you to min-max this and like reload when you fuck up. Because they do have a quick save option. And they have a fast forward button. I don't know. But, oh well, I'm enjoying this game. I'm going to keep playing it, obviously. We're 5 out of 10 here. We still have to talk to Sail Cheng and Haya Sung Seo. And they're going to give us, apparently, the rest of the things, hopefully. But for now, let's save under 1. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.